Hey, so today we're talking about ND filters. So why do we need an ND filter in the first place? So in video, ideally you're only ever changing your ISO. This is because more often than not, you're gonna want this really nice shallow depth of field so your aperture can't change. It has to be as low as possible. And thanks to the 180 rule, your shutter speed cannot be any different. There are circumstances where you can increase your shutter speed or decrease your shutter speed, but for the most part, it is always going to be double your frame rate. And this leaves just your ISO. Well, your ISO can only ever go so low. This might not affect you if you film a lot at night or if you're filming in a controlled environment like this, but if you're outside, you don't have any control and it is super bright outside. That's when you're gonna wanna get an ND filter so that you can have this nice depth of field and natural looking motion blur. Obviously, ND filters come in a whole bunch of different strengths. This just depends on how bright it is outside, honestly. Getting a kit is a very nice option, but there's also the option of getting a variable ND filter, which is gonna allow you to control how strong of ND you want just by turning it. That, however, is only available mostly with circular ND filters. Now there's two kinds of ND filters. There's circular and square filters. Circular ones are the most common by far, and they're probably gonna be the way to go. However, there are some benefits to the square filters. Here I have two ND filters and they're two different strengths. You can see when I hold this up to the camera, I get a little bit darker. This is the beauty of ND filters. Now, why would you want a square ND filter? That is because of something like this. I don't know the name of this, but I'm assuming it's called a graduated ND filter. This is probably the one and only reason why you're gonna want a square ND filter. Now, when we're outside, sometimes the sky is just super blown out. That's where something like this comes in handy because you can take just the sky part and darken it. Another really cool thing about these square ND filters is, well, this is the holder for it, and it just screws on the front of your lens. And as you can see, it has multiple layers, so you can stack up to 3 in this case of these ND filters. So maybe the sky is super blown out, but you need just a little bit and you can just layer these. ND filters are really cool. This is my first time ever having them, but I will say for the most part, you get what you pay for. You don't want to go and get the cheapest ND filter set possible. Why, you may ask? Because of color shifting. This is the darkest ND filter that this kit comes with, and as you can see, when I put it on, everything gets purple and it's weird. So you're gonna have to do a lot of post-processing to get your colors to look normal, if you can even accomplish that after the fact. Generally, the more expensive ND filters are gonna have better color representation, but don't go too expensive. Max out at like $200, $250, just because Polar Pro has that ND filter that just came out with Peter McKinnon and everyone's using that one, so it must be really good. Make that your absolute max. Don't go over that. But don't go and buy a $20 filter either, because it might not be that good. ND filter kits, not variable ND filters, they're just like prime lenses. They're probably always going to be better than the variable ND filter. Obviously, there's a time and place for everything. If you're on the go, then a variable ND filter is really nice. But that has been my little 2 cents about ND filters, because I just got some ND filters and I wanted to talk about them. So that's it. It's been Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I'm tired. I feel really bad for missing the Friday video, so forgive me. I'll try my best not to miss one. But that's all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something. I think I want to get Gobi and ND filters, because right now these are the newer ones and I would not recommend them. There's mad color shift and I would not recommend at all. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, do I have a say? I don't think I do. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, cool.